Yeah, you know. When you go pot tar up, you gotta go smoothie. What a Jolly Rancher Troy's. I will get that, but it's not glazed. The King pack, you always go King. Gotta go purple Skittles. Gotta get them. And this all while I'm in camp too. Definitely don't worry, cause I'm definitely making weight. Laffy Taffy bites. Get a couple of these too. I'm Gucci.
70-46.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
All right.
Pressure has a way of exposing who is truly made for this sport. Right now, Gervonta Davis looks like a fighter who has taken every bit of doubt and turned it into motivation. Because the real test of a fighter doesn't come when life is easy, everything is going his way, and the crowd is cheering. It comes when the pressure is at its highest.
The enormity ahead is also a testament to those who steered, guided, and mentored him.
It was tough. And when you have a chance to make it out, it gives you that different look on life. It make you dream bigger than just your small town or your hard times that you've been through. It's crazy to me that who would know I would be that guy. I knew I'd be big, but I never knew that I would be like the guy that actually like break them doors. Calvin believed in me. Calvin believed in me no matter what. That's what was the important piece of me staying focused, and I know I have somebody that's counting on me. Calvin was making sure that I was on the right track. And whoever go against me, Calvin was standing beside me. You know what I mean? Calvin was that guy that had my back for sure.
We do. Get ready for this. He's gonna come with everything. He got nothing to lose. He got a lot to gain. So I know he's coming. He don't care. It's just how much pain that he's willing to take.
The climb from champion to something even greater is never easy. It's a journey filled with both sacrifice and reward. For Davis to become the unstoppable force known as Tank, he needs more than talent. He needs consistent guidance. Calvin Ford understands that carrying greatness comes with heavy responsibilities, and while success can bring its own pain, it never hurts as much as walking away with a loss. Feeling right?
I used to tell Tank, man, I see why you waking up with a smile, man. Can't help but waking up with a smile when the sun show up every day. Years of being with Tank. We at that level been doing it for so long. We should know what we're doing. We can trust each other in the ring, outside the ring. It's bigger than boxing. The way how I describe it with him, man, he's trying to inflict that pain, even when we working out. And he said, man, I feel it. You know what I'm saying? I said, you're supposed to feel it.
If someone understand you, understand where you come from, and they can bring the best out you. That's what Calvin been doing for me.
You seeing a kid that's becoming a man. He's coming into his awareness of being who he's going to become. And it just, I had something to do with it. There you go. Good. There you go. When he get in that ring, he's on a mission. Because he understands that he got to put his pants on, training wheels going. You got what you asked for. Let's get it now. Slowing down.
A true fighter is someone who catches every negative comment, reads every bold headline, and senses the weight pressing down from all sides, yet still steps directly into the flames, ready to throw down. And that is precisely the mindset Tank is bringing to the table right now, following the WBA's official order for him to put his lightweight championship on the line against Floyd Schofield. The instant that announcement landed, Tank didn't vanish into a cloud of excuses or start firing off dramatic posts on social media. He simply headed straight back to the gym. And that one reaction tells you everything you need to know. Because whenever Gervonta Davis fully locks in, the whole energy around him transforms. The clowning around ceases, the outside chatter fades into nothing, and before you know it, we're right back in the middle of another intense training camp where one of boxing's most devastating knockout artists is quietly reloading his arsenal. And let's keep it 100. Floyd Schofield is no walk in the park. He's youthful, starving, brimming with self-belief, lightning quick, and still carrying that 0 in the loss column. The exact kind of opponent who views this opportunity as a career-defining, life-altering moment. But that very same reality is precisely what makes Tank so lethal. He's been in blockbuster clashes, commanded massive arenas, endured the kind of mental strain that would shatter most fighters, and still managed to pull out victories when the heat was at its absolute peak. That kind of seasoned composure is something you simply can't fake.
Good enough for you? They definitely went to the kid store and get it.
That water ain't cold. We know that.
I know, but
Get in the water, man. Just get in the water.
you can't sit on it.
Man, just get in there, man.
No, give me the towel, bro.
You got the towel, bro.
It's cool if you wet with you.
That cold, man.
That ain't cold, man.
They baptize you, man.
You know they gonna meme your ass up in this kiddie pool, bro.
All right, get the first bag. You ready? Yeah, get the first bag. Don't have to be ready.
Don't dump it on me, though.
I'm not ready.
Challenge.
Yo, I wish I could get all these facial expressions, yo. That's your facial
Nigga
expressions.
got me.
Not bad, Tank. You doing good, baby. You doing good. Look, they even got a cup holder. You want something to drink?
Well, you get this one, man.
And honestly, I truly believe all the chatter and doubt circling Tank lately might actually be sharpening his edge even more, because fighters wired like him tend to operate on a whole different level when people start doubting them. That criticism doesn't discourage him. It turns into pure, personal gasoline. We've witnessed this story unfold before. Just one clean connection, one perfectly placed shot, and suddenly the entire narrative flips in an instant. That's exactly why this matchup carries so much weight beyond just the championship hardware. Tank isn't simply putting a belt on the line here. He's fighting to protect his spot at the very top of the lightweight division, defending his name and legacy, and sending a loud message that champions don't just shrink away quietly when things get tough. Sometimes they return with a sharper edge, a fiercer mindset, and a level of danger that's even more terrifying than before.
One night up.
And right when Gervonta Davis had returned to the gym following the WBA's official order for the Schofield Showdown, burying himself in yet another grueling training camp like a man dead set on reminding the whole world who truly owns the lightweight throne, Floyd Schofield Sr. suddenly steps into the spotlight with the kind of confidence that suggests he's already watched the final scene play out in his head. And I'm not going to lie, the whole vibe here is absolutely electric, because Schofield Sr. isn't carrying himself like someone simply thankful to be in this position. He's talking like a man who kicked the door down all on his own.
No, the rest of them are YouTube fighters. Tank is a real fighter. Tank come from the gutter like us. We built it from nothing. Like, I was dumped in a shelter. Floyd was dropped off of the shelter. Tank didn't have shit. So we come from the same background. We know that we don't want to go back there. So Tank, it will be a good fight. This is real pit bulls going at each other to tear each other head off to win that belt. The rest of them is, when the pressure get on them, they gonna fold. They will curve. Those are YouTube decorated amateurs. They didn't do it from the gutter up, and they damn sure didn't do it like Kid had to do it. So I just think when the pressure get in that ring, the pressure get built up. I believe they will bust. The pipe will bust. They will just break.
The legal jargon, the talk about mandatory obligations, the whole "we waited 11 months" narrative, all of it comes across less like standard promotional hype and more like someone pounding on the champion's front door, demanding straight answers. But what really grabbed my attention was the way he balanced genuine respect with an undercurrent of danger. Because even while he's labeling Tank as the boogeyman of the division, he's still speaking as if his son is the next generation fighter loading into the game, ready to take over. That's next level confidence with gasoline poured all over it. Then he starts dissecting exactly what makes Tank stand apart from all the other names in the conversation. And honestly, that section landed even heavier than all the trash talk combined. He essentially laid it out plain. Tank and his son share the same survival DNA, the same relentless hunger, the same "there's no going back" mentality that drives real warriors forward.
I don't know Tank mind and his team, but I think the wisest thing for him is to stay at 140. He's not going to beat Kid at 135. I've been said that since I've been doing interviews with you. Kid is going to stop Tank at 135. And people want to say I'm crazy. They said it against Farmer. But Tank don't want to fight Kid.
That's precisely why he views this bout as genuine pressure, not just another flashy spectacle designed for social media highlights. And in the meantime, Tank is already deep in camp honing his tools again, which tells me he absorbed every single word loud and clear. Because one thing we know for certain about Tank, when people start questioning whether he'll actually show up or start doubting his dominance, his usual response is to take somebody's entire game plan and turn it into abstract art. Still, Schofield Sr. keeps pushing forward like a man fully convinced that his son was tailor-made for this exact moment. Tank ain't no threat to Kid, he declares without hesitation. And that's the kind of bold statement that boxing never forgets. It either ages like fine wine and becomes prophecy, or it gets replayed endlessly with dramatic music swelling in the background. Either route it takes, one thing is certain: the heat just turned up significantly for both camps, because this has completely stopped feeling like routine mandatory business and has officially crossed into deeply personal territory.
So, Kid earned it. He gave up his childhood since he was 8. Like, yo, if nobody else deserve a shot, he deserve a shot. People say he might get knocked out. If he get knocked out, he still broke generational curses. He make millions. He'll never have to work again, him and his family. He did what nobody in our bloodline ever was able to do. So to us, he's a champion. He won. It's a win-win no matter which way this go. So he deserved it. That young man worked hard.
And just when Floyd Schofield Sr. was carrying himself like a man marching fearlessly toward the biggest moment of his son's career with absolutely zero hesitation in his tone, Zab Judah suddenly steps into the conversation and the whole dynamic shifts completely. Because Zab isn't speaking like a promoter or a manager trying to sell a dream to the masses. He's talking like someone who fully understands just how lethal Gervonta Davis truly becomes the moment those gym doors close behind him. That's what hit me right away. Zab basically said, "Look, I don't know what Tank is doing in there, but that left hand is something else entirely." It didn't come across as hype or exaggeration. It felt more like a genuine warning from a guy who recognizes elite-level talent when he sees it up close. And honestly, the most unsettling thing about Tank has always been his silence. Some fighters need cameras rolling in camp every single day, 12 motivational quotes plastered everywhere, drone footage floating around, cinematic slow-motion clips of them punching water bags at sunrise. Tank just vanishes. Then out of nowhere, Fight Week arrives and it looks like someone secretly gave him a major upgrade in a hidden laboratory at 4 in the morning somewhere deep in Baltimore.
You know what? Wait a minute. Take that back, because a lot of time has been going on with Tank. And Tank, I don't know what Tank's doing. I don't know. We don't know if Tank training, if Tank been just quiet and training this whole time. But one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna believe in my southpaw brother right there. I ain't gonna front. That's my little bro. And listen, bro, they better not play with that left hand. That shit is dangerous. I ain't even gonna play with it. So I don't know.
Right now, the entire lightweight division feels like it's balanced precariously on top of a powder keg, just waiting for a spark. Tank is grinding away in the gym with the weight of expectations pressing down on his shoulders. Schofield's camp is carrying on like destiny has already given them a personal call and confirmed their arrival. Zab Judah is out here sounding the alarm, warning everyone not to overlook just how menacing Tank becomes in complete silence. And Gervonta Davis is basically lurking off to the side, subtly reminding us all, don't forget about me either. That's exactly what makes this era so entertaining. Nobody is pretending to be buddies anymore. Everyone wants that top spot, but they all recognize the same underlying truth. Gervonta Davis remains the name this division orbits around until someone steps up and proves otherwise under those glaring lights. And the wildest part of all is that all the doubt and criticism surrounding Tank may have unintentionally created the most ravenous version of him we've ever witnessed. We've seen fighters crumble beneath this kind of heat before. But we've also watched certain competitors take that same pressure, turn it into rocket fuel, and return looking like absolute nightmares in the ring. So now the real question comes down to this. If Tank actually fights Schofield, does his veteran experience and devastating power take over the way most people expect? Or does this become the night the young lion pulls off the unthinkable and shocks the entire boxing world? And after that, who's truly next in line? Tishon? Shakur? Another blockbuster matchup nobody saw coming? Drop your take in the comments section because this lightweight landscape is getting dangerously intense by the minute. And hey, don't ever forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one.